So a 500, 600, 700 million dollar airport project tested everything that's in me. It's still testing everything that is in me. So a 500, 600, 700 million dollar airport project tested everything that's in me. It's still testing everything that is in me, my knowledge, my systems, my endurance, and my mental strength. And I want to be honest with you. There are moments that I don't know if I could keep up. There are moments when I don't feel like I could keep up, but I did. And in this video, I'm taking you inside what that actually looked like, or what it does look like, the work, the pressure, the hardest moments, and what I learned on the other side of it. Stay tuned. So, before I get into my experience, let me give you some context so you understand the weight of what I'm talking about. The project that I'm on right now, we're building a brand new airport terminal. Not renovating, not updating, building from scratch, from ground up. So, think about what that means. Thousands of workers on site, hundreds of moving parts happening simultaneously. It's contractors, it's subcontractors, it's engineers, it's architects, it's inspectors, all coordinating one massive project, right? So every single day, decisions have to get made. We're still in the pre-construction phase. We still have decisions that need to get made that affect the schedule, the budget, and the safety of everyone on the job, which is safety is very important to our company, is actually number one. So this is not a small project. This is one of the largest active construction projects in South Florida right now. Largest meaning in terms of scale and mass, largest. And I'm a project engineer on it. Now, a lot of people hear project engineer and they have no idea what that means. So let me break it down simply. Think of me as the nerve center between the field and the office. So the people building out in the field, they include our superintendents, our field engineers, our laborers, our foremen, et cetera, et cetera. They have questions, they run into problems. Something on the plans or on the blueprints doesn't make sense. And a material shows up that doesn't match what is specified. Keep that in mind, specified. A detail is missing. Every single one of those issues somehow or another flow through me. So my job is to take those questions, get answered fast, because on a project this size, unanswered questions cost time, and time costs money. So I also manage the documentation that keeps the entire project afloat. So submittals, RFIs, inspection logs. These are the type of things that if something goes wrong on this project and we end up in a dispute, the paper trail that I keep is super important to that dispute. The paper trail I maintain is what protects everyone. So that's what a project engineer does. We keep the project moving and we keep it documented. What does my day-to-day actually look like on this project? Let me give you a number that puts this into perspective. I process over 300 RFIs, aka requests for information, on this project. Now, if you don't work in construction, an RFI is a request for information. It's basically a formal question the construction team sends it when the blueprints or specifications don't have a clear answer and they need one before they can move forward. So every single RFI that I received, I had reviewed, I have to understand it before I process it and route it to the person, follow up on and log 150, sorry, over 200 of them. On top of that, I'm in the process of building submittal logs from the project specifications. I create third-party inspection reports. I assisted with a critical report that we needed for our GMP that talks about RFIs that were not answered that we cannot include in the price that we submitted to our owner. RFIs are important because they determine if a drawing is going to be changed or if a drawing is going to stay the same. And for the most part, if some drawings change, that means that there's a cost associated with it. So it's important that that log that I created for our GMP was extremely accurate, because that determines if it's paid for in the GMP or will be paid for at a later date. So very important. So I also help organize our plan rooms with our drawings, our overlays, and revisions. And none of that is glamorous. I'm not going to lie, but all of it matters. Every single piece of it, because every single piece of it went towards building where we are right now. Now, here's the part of this video I really want you to hear. There came a point on this project where the weight of the work became very, very real. And if I'm being honest, I found myself as the primary project engineer in the office on this large project. And I was the one that people came to, the one things moved through, the one responsible for making sure nothing fell through the cracks. And on a project this size, that's that's not easy. And some things fell through the cracks, more or less. But I want to be honest with you. There were days I sat at my desk and looked at everything in front of me and thought, how am I going to get through all of this? You know, not because I wasn't capable, but because the volume was real. It was unfamiliar territory for me. And the stakes were real, and there was no one else to hand it off to. So I remember one specific stretch where I had RFIs stacking up, submittals needed to go through, a report due, and the field was calling with questions at the same time. And I had a choice in that moment. I could panic or I could prioritize. So I chose to prioritize. You will find that in this industry, in the position as a project engineer, your time is very valuable, and you have to prioritize certain tasks, certain asks. You have to prioritize. So instead of quitting, here is what I actually did. I got ruthlessly organized. When I said ruthlessly, I built my own tracking systems, and on top of the systems we already had. So I knew where every open item was at all times. Nothing was going to surprise me. Nothing. I made sure of that, right? Second, I stayed visible. So I made sure the right people knew what I was working on. I didn't disappear into my desk. I communicated up, I communicated across, I communicated to the field. Third, I protected my focus. So I stopped trying to do everything at once and started working in priority order. What stops work today? That gets handled first. That was my priority. That thing, that one thing or that two things, that was my priority. And fourth, I showed up every single day. Not perfectly, but consistently. And you'll find that it doesn't matter how you show up. Once you show up, the hardest part sometimes is showing up. So once you get up and you get on the road and you get your body moving and whatever, in life, in working out, whatever it is. Once you show up, that's the hardest part, because everything really, for the most part, falls into place once you show up. Make sense? To this day, my consistency is what gets me through it. Not talent, not a special skill, but consistency and systems. That's very important. So if you're in a hard season at work right now, write that down. Consistency and systems will carry you further than your talent alone will. So before we wrap this up, what I do want to offer you is 3 things that this project actually did teach me, which is very important. So I want to give you 3 real ones. Number 1, documentation is power. On a project this size, if it isn't written down, it didn't happen. And I'm realizing that if it wasn't written down, or if it wasn't put into an RFI or a submittal or an email, it does not happen, or it did not happen. So your paper trail is your protection. It's the owner's protection. It's the contractor's protection. I learned to document everything with a level of discipline I didn't have before. It's so important. Number 2, visibility matters as much as output. And what I mean by that is you can do an incredible job at work and no one will know if you're invisible. I made a decision early on to be present, to speak up in meetings, to be the person people could find and count on. That visibility, I promise you, that changed how people saw me on this project. And I think it still is. Do the work, but make sure the right people see you doing it. And number 3, hard seasons are where your foundation gets built. So what I mean by that is I didn't get the most during the easy weeks. Although they were, yeah, nothing much to do. Those weren't where, that's not where anything was built. So I grew during the weeks that tested me. And every time I pushed through something that felt impossible, I added character and something to my foundation that nobody can take away from me. These aren't just construction lessons, but these are career lessons, life lessons. The bigger picture, I want to leave you with this, right? I didn't just come here to be a project engineer. This role, this project, and this experience is all building towards something much bigger that I have for me. I'm building NSM Global Enterprise, and I am launching an owner's rep consulting practice. I'm on the path to become a real estate developer. And every single thing this project has put me through is making me better at all of it. Because when I sit across from an investor one day, or a property owner who needs someone to protect their project, I need receipts, okay? I need experience and I need to have been tested. I'm getting my reps in right now on a $700 million airport project. So, and I wouldn't change a single day of it. I love what I do. I love my job. Next week, I'll be talking about something nobody tells you before you take a construction job, and the things I wish I knew from day one. If you're thinking about getting into construction or you're brand new to it, you don't want to miss that video. Hit subscribe so it comes straight to you. Drop a comment and tell me, what's the hardest professional season that you've ever pushed through? Come on, I want to hear it, because I'm sure we could trade stories. I read every single one, okay? I'm Nakishea. Let's build.